I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or my YouTube videos, whether you like what I say, whether you criticize me or give me compliments. I still greet all you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessing of God be with you. Today happened to be Friday, May the 22nd, 2020. Time of the vision, time of change. The time being about 3:57 p.m. When I say 2020, time of the change, 2020 in hindsight, that's a perfect vision, y'all. You know, a perfect vision. Tracy Chapman was talking about it, in her one of her songs in the 1980s. And then I believe in 1990, whenever Nelson Mandela was freed after being in captivity for 27 years for standing up against apartheid, racism. You see what I'm saying? Where white Africans felt that blacks shouldn't have no rights at all. But Tracy Chapman was there when he got freed, and she sung a song, and Nelson Mandela had his hand up like that there, power to the people. And the song that she sung was talking about a revolution. You see, a revolution is a change. You see, she said, poor people gonna rise up and get their share. In other words, poor people haven't been getting their share. She said, poor people gonna rise up, guess what? And take what's theirs. You see, you can't keep a people depressed too long before they rebel. All you got to look at Harriet Tubman and plenty more other individuals that fought for freedom and civil rights, and people that still fighting for it now. Some people, like some of my critics, they call me pro-black, they call me a racist, they call me a rapist. They said I'm on disability. They said I'm living off of my daddy and living off my daughters. But anybody that know me before my two daughters was born and before my dad got dementia, I kept me two vehicles. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't got to explain none of that. Whether I was getting disability or living off of disability or not, I'm not out here selling drugs. Whether I'm getting disability or living off of disability, I'm not out there robbing and stealing. You see what I'm saying? Whether I get disability or whether I'm on disability, I'm not going and asking Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center for nothing. I'm not going to ask the NAACP for nothing. I'm not going around asking none of these sellout blacks or white supremacists for nothing. You see what I'm saying? You know why? Because God, which my critics don't believe in, and these people that I mentioned, I don't care if they do go to church. You see, whether you go to church or not, you see what I'm saying? If you a racist, you don't believe in God. If you out here misusing the black community, you don't believe in God. You see, the Bible tells me that the righteous will never be forsaken, nor would they seed beg for bread. We don't beg for no bread. If I am getting disability, I'm managing it real well. Got two vehicles that's paid for. You see what I'm saying? I paid for it, not with somebody else's money. I paid for it. You see what I'm saying? But let me just say this here, y'all. If you take a good look at the critics, most of the critics is the same person. You see what I'm saying? All you have to do is look at their literacy level. You see what I'm saying? They can't even write a proper sentence. You follow what I'm saying? We know that they cowards because of the fact they hide their identity. You follow what I'm saying? But let me just say this here to black people and Spanish people. And it's no disrespect to white people. Anybody that's not prejudiced, they'll understand this here. black people and Spanish people, brown people, people of color, the holiday is coming up, what they call Memorial Day. During Memorial Day, white supremacists look for y'all or us to kill up each other by the masses. You see what I'm saying? Sellout blacks, they look for a way to misuse and abuse the black community. All you got to do is just take a look, listen, and you will learn something. You can learn from a fool. I learned from my enemies. All you got to do is just see when I put up a video of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. All right, now, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation arresting the third white supremacist. You see, some of my enemies didn't like that. The third white supremacist, he tried to take up for this white guy, saying, oh, he's a white supremacist, and he turned in the video to the police. But one of my viewers that they don't like, female, they always criticizing, she said, yeah, he turned it in almost 3 months later. You see what I'm saying? Almost 3 months later, he was with them. But this is my message to the people of color. This holiday is coming up. If you don't get along with somebody, just stay away from them. Don't make these people right. Stop making the courts rich. Stop making the funeral homes rich. Stop making these attorneys rich. Stop paying these court costs because you done had to go out or felt you had to go out and kill somebody. Stop doing them drive-bys on the highway. For a change, let's act like this here is we're doing slavery and Harriet Tubman was trying to free him. You know, everybody don't want to be free. All you got to do is just look how divided it is. The whole Vine Street, just about the whole Vine Street, we on one accord. You see what I'm saying? We on one accord. I ain't got to mention it. We on one accord. You see, one thing about in South Africa, what they was doing is pitting. Look up the word pitting. My critics wouldn't know what pitting means. They pit us against each other. You see what I'm saying? They pit us against each other for a reason. When I say they, I'm speaking of white supremacists and sellout blacks. Sellout blacks has already been, they helped them incarcerate Nelson Mandela. When Nelson Mandela got out, did y'all see what he did? One of the biggest moves he did, he got a divorce from Winnie Mandela. You see what I'm saying? But he kept on. Here it is, he was a man in apartheid, almost like a slave, did 27 years in the penitentiary, and came back out and became the president. You see what I'm saying? A black man that wasn't a sellout. Y'all, let's not do no violence this Memorial Day. Let's try to stop all the violence. But I'm going to just say this here. You see, when they started making guns, they didn't stop. When they started having sharpshooters, they didn't stop. Most of all of my circle are military individuals. Some of them even Navy SEALs. You see what I'm saying? Some of them have fought in different wars. Just like my uncle fought in the Korean War. My daddy fought in the World War II. And some of my homies fought and my cousins fought in the Vietnam War. You see what I'm saying? So, when you run in crowds, that don't make you tough because you can shoot and kill and people just act like they forgot about it, and then the next thing you know, your whole family is gone. So be careful who you threaten. Be careful who you shoot and kill. You see what I'm saying? Black folks, let's stop killing each other. Let's keep the peace, be still. And let's get our unity back together, y'all. You see, the enemy sent perpetrators and infiltrators when you see unity begin to come among blacks. They did it with the Black Panthers. Now they doing it in Charleston, Missouri because they see people waking up. It's raining, but it ain't stopping me from talking. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave right with this here. Black folks, people of color, this Memorial Day, let's keep the peace be still. No shots fired. Don't get the honor takers no business. Don't get the courts no business. Don't get them attorneys no business. And don't get these white supremacists something to talk about. Look at them study killing themselves. Let's turn it around. Let's do like Tracy Chapman said, talking about a revolution. Let's change it around. Let's do like Eddie Murphy said, let's trade places. Peace be still.